Hi, welcome back to my channel World Through Veera. Today's topic: why I came into the share market. How I invested in initial days, from where I started, how the turns are taken, and from a weekly trader to long-term investor, how I changed. I entered share market in 2020, just 3 4 months before Corona. Basically, 2020 January 2020. Here I selected only blue chip shares, which is going through a Google asking which are the best shares to invest. Before that, I was into fixed deposits and recurring deposits, which I usually has to get 6 to 7% interest from the fixed deposit and 5% and below from the RDs. When I entered share market, I am already 49-year-old. I thought of a retirement plan, but somehow whatever the little amounts I saved in the fixed deposits in mutual funds from 2016, I taken out and saved it to my daughter's marriage expenses. So I was sitting and thinking what to do. I'm just another 10 years away from the retirement. How can I build my corpus for after retirement needs? For keeping PF from the last 15 plus years where I'm working. So that is not going to be sufficient for my retirement, post retirement needs. I was sitting and thinking, and the only option I can make money from the equity share market. So, as I already told, by seeing the blue chip shares like top companies where the BSE 100 or NSE 50, I started investing, selecting few shares. Those days, I was having in my mind, if I am able to get a 20% returns, maybe in a year or two, that's going to be a good, because where I'm getting interest for FDs is 7% plus, and that again the interest earned is getting taxed at the tax bracket of my income tax bracket. So when I invested in 2020 January, valuations are little high. Market was going little bit positive side. Unfortunately, in the month of March, say 20th March, after that, Corona effect started, and 23rd or 24th March, market was fallen like anything. I was almost from there. I lost almost 40 to 47% in a matter of 4 to 5 months. Here, I was not worried, but really, I was thinking, whatever the decision I am taking coming into the share market, is it right, or it is going to be prove me wrong? If I am going to lose the money which I am invested, definitely I am going to suffer, because my aim is to make money out of share markets for the next 10 years to meet my post retirement needs. So here what I have done, I have taken out complete money which I put it in the savings in terms of fixed deposit, mutual funds, and taken the loan from the PF also, which is they are granted as a advance for the corona thing. So those money I started investing in a shares by analyzing the graphs, which are the shares is able to give at least a 30% returns in a financial year. By seeing the upside and downside of the graphs, I was investing a weekly into a 5 to 7 shares, couple of shares. In a 15 days to 20 days time, when market was started recovering, started giving me a 20-30% returns in a month or two itself. I have taken out the profit from those shares by selling those and started investing in a new shares. It's like a buying in a week, selling in another week, which is giving a 20% return. From there, I understood how the share market works, how the market forces are going to be. Corona, by the time it start reducing the effect of corona, market was started recovering. Here, market recovered very quickly within 8 to 9 months. Index crossed before corona levels, and couple of shares given me a good returns. Those shares which I invested before corona was not given any returns, hardly 5% to 10%, or those are in minus only. Here, I started discussing things with my brother who is having an experience in the share market and knowledge for more than 25 years plus. We were discussing every day over a phone. So we found some sectorial things which are going to deliver a good returns over a period of time. Valuations we are seeing, we have chosen the beaten down stocks. Beaten down stocks in the sense which are fallen because of various reasons, but those groups are very good. Business interests are good, like power sector, FMCG, then telecom sector. These are the sectors I have chosen. Some of the shares which I invested at a very low valuations and very low price in 2021, today they are almost delivering very good returns. Sectors like power, telecom, where I invested, and like Bharti Airtel, I was able to make good money, but very small quantities I invested. But whatever the shares I used to sell by booking a profits, I brought those money into power sector shares like Sujlan, Reliance Power, JP Associates, sorry, JP Power, and Ratan Power. In telecom sector, I was investing in the GTL Infra and Vodafone Idea. Vodafone Idea, where I started investing from little below 3 rupees up to 13-14 rupees I invested. I was assuming that once AGR issue is going to be fixed, the Vodafone will deliver a better returns. But to my surprise, always it touched 52-week high, then it has come down to a single digit also, like 4 to 5 rupees. Again, it went up to 14 rupees. Then it has come back to 8 rupees plus. Then it is 16 rupees. Then again, follow on public offer has come. From follow on public offer, the share delivered from 11 rupees to 16 rupees within a couple of months. From there, it went down to again 11 to 12 rupees. From there, it touched 19 rupees plus. From there, now everybody knows where it is. It's 7 rupees plus. So my investment majorly into power sector and telecom. My investment got stuck in Vodafone, but still, as I mentioned, like Suzlon, Reliance Power, given me a better returns from the investment of 3 rupees, 4 rupees to today's current prices. So everybody cannot make money overnight. People has to understand the philosophy of investment and holding those investments for a long run. Most of the times, it's very difficult for people to hold the investment for a long run because when they see a 1x or 2x profit from any given share, they will get excited. They will try to exit from that share. Very, very limited people, few people holds the shares for a long term where they see valuations and sectorial growth. Power is going to be a dynamic sector. All we are aware. During the corona time, most of the sectors taken a beating and they are into severe losses. But the only few sectors like pharma, telecom, power, these sectors were running superbly. Even lockdown forced us to sit at home, but telecom companies helped us to deliver the things using the internet, work from home. And where the power sector helped us to have the power requirements to meet our working from home needs. So from there, I have started my share market journey into selecting couple of shares, maybe 15 to 20 shares. I pumped in my entire other investment into those shares. Out of that, around 5 to 7 shares still I am holding a good quantities. A Sujlan and Reliance Power, Ratan Power, JP Power, I am sitting in a good profits. Couple of shares I lost my money in that, around 8 to 10 shares. They stopped listing also. They delisted from the market. But where the investment, if I do an example of 100 rupees in any particular given share, I am standing to lose maybe 100 rupees that investment. But if I am going to gain out of that particular share, there is no upper limit to that gain. I can always get my 100 rupees becoming 1,000 or becoming a 10,000 also. Where the 1x to 100x or more than that, we can able to gain. Investment is very simple. Choose fundamentally good companies with good promoter background, their past history of the company, how they are delivering, past history of dividends, past history of any bonus shares given, split, regular revenue versus growth, EPS earning per share. These parameters are very important, and whether the company is growing along with their growth or they're giving the growth to investors as well. These are the parameters are very important. One has to understand while investing. When we are doing a fixed deposit or when we are investing in a land, are we expecting overnight to grow? Very few people gets a multiple returns in the real estate or in the share market. Because of this compulsion, what we think we need to get money overnight, then people tend to lose money in the share market. We have to learn from our mistakes. We should align our investment strategy in such a way that few shares we will be selecting out of the Nifty 50 or BSE 100 or sectoral wise. Choose at least 5 to 6 sectors. Every sector you try to invest 2 to 3 shares. Don't go more than 5 shares in any sector. And when it share is performing very well, if you get X profit, try to book some profit out of that given share. Take out that investment, keep investing in the new shares where you are going to find. But keep your number of shares into maximum 20 to 30, not more than that. And if I take an example, if 10 shares in your portfolio, 2 to 3 shares definitely you will lose 50% or more than that. Another 2 to 3 shares, around 15 to 20% you will sit on loss. So here 4 to 5 shares, the status of your portfolio. Remaining 2 to 3 shares will give you a 30% to 50% returns, and left out 2 to 3 shares. If you allow them to grow, give a time of at least 2 to 5 years or more than that, those are going to give you a definitely multi-bagger returns. The game in the share market is you have to identify the share which is going to deliver a potentially very high returns. Select like that at least 5 to 6 shares. In that, 2 shares will give you the multi-bagger returns. In that, you have to ensure market cap at least 500 crores and above, and last 5 years how the share is performing. Read the graphs. Last 1 year, see where is the 52-week and where is the 52-week low and high. And if you are able to see any multi breaks at the lower side, means 52-week low to further low or 52-week high to further high. Those shares, don't invest more. Wherever you are making losses, those shares normally advised by people to do a exit from that share by booking the loss. It's called stop loss. And in my case, I have never done like that. Still, I am holding the shares where I am having a loss of 70% and more than that. So I don't want to name the shares here, but you can see FMCG sector, very few shares, a good group of company, entire company, rather entire group is in problem, and still there is no way out for that group. So we will sometimes end up in a bear cycle. Any particular share enters into a bear cycle, that is going to be a minimum 2 years, then 5 years cycle, 5 to 10 years cycle, 10 to 15 years cycle also. Very few shares will enter. If we see some shares which are their IPO rate, they never come back to that rate. You can see especially power sector shares only. Their IPO rates and today's rates you compare. Those people invested at that IPO, they were not able to recover their money until unless they average their shares when the share is fallen down. Don't try to catch falling knife here. Try to average or try to take more shares only when you are comfortable or when you see a turnaround of that company or promoters having the interest to bounce back and work on that company to get new highs. Whenever you invest, so these are the simple principles in share market. People need to understand investment is not a game, investment is a journey. They should understand risks associated with investment and they should know patience. They should not be worried for the market forces or what media says. Sometimes media releases very positive news, but after few months or in a year, share price will fall down like anything. Sometimes media will release a lot of negative news, but in a couple of years, the share starts performing very well. So once you are invested, take your own calculations, keep your investment, monitor those investments, and try to hold the shares which are performing well. Try to sell those shares which is given a minimum returns and bring that money into the shares which are performing and you think they are going to give you a better returns. Then definitely you are able to be successful in share market. You are able to make money. Share market is one of the best avenue available for creating wealth. Thank you friends for your time. Thank you friends. Thank you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. Hope I have covered a detailed view on the share market and I am going to cover one more topic in next subject. Thank you.